Okay, so welcome back to episode 36. My screen has frozen, so nobody can hear or see you right now. So that's
No.
point they can hear you, so that's great. It'll catch up in a second. We're having a conversation for like 10 minutes. And
We go long. We do it just so that like incentivize it.
So, welcome to episode 36. It's going well so far, as you can tell, and with our very special guest.
Yeah, my name is Golden. You might know me as Midas Touch Art.
Yay!
Yay!
And
Can you
it's
see me
working
moving, by the way? Is this actually helping?
It actually is. Sad. It was actually working.
Yes.
So now, the part that everyone is so excited to see. So I'm gonna add one. Okay, so what was the question?
Your blur is so much fun for me. I'm having so much fun. Like, wait, what is that back there? Is that a figurine? Nope. It's like I have like half a second to be able to see what you got, and it's fun.
Oh, I can show you later. But so I remember the question that Dennis always steals from me. So would you rather go on a hike or eat a bag of Cheetos, or eat some Cheetos?
Would I rather go on an hike?
A hike with an H.
Oh, a hike.
Yeah.
Cheetos for right now. Where I'm at, it's 120 degrees. We don't walk outside. The outside just like boils. So in the winter, I'd go on a hike. But right now, Cheetos sounds amazing.
Oh God, I agree. And no, just but we're not sponsored by Cheetos. That'd be if we're that low, and I'm just kind of sponsored by Cheetos. Okay, so some people, the two people who follow us on. There's
two people.
Hello. Might also know you from the app called TikTok. And what is your primary cosplay on there?
My primary cosplay on TikTok is Venom. More accurately, Eddie Brock Venom with a puppet. Yum, 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 yum. He's very happy to be here. Yum, yum.
That's like the best thing in like the world.
My favorite thing about it is it's an obvious trick, but everyone asks me how it works. It's so funny every time.
It looks awesome. But do you have any other new cosplays planned to do? It could be in period, anything else in the world. Just a question.
Yes, I am currently working on a giant muscle suit. This is going to be for the 7 Deadly Sins. I'm going to be Lord, I forget his name, the man with the mustache, Mr. Pride himself.
I can't help you, so I just hope you remember at one point.
I don't know either, but basically I got to make a giant, big-ass muscle suit, so I'll walk around looking like I am just made out of Arnold Schwarzenegger titanium, and just have fun messing with everyone. Because, small fact, I'm like 6'3", and I go to cons like a lot, so I love the fact that I can just tower over people, and like I'll do this with my Thors and like any of my other like superhero ones. I just tower over kids, and they're like, "You must be a superhero," and I'm like, "I might be."
I might just be.
Might be.
So, next question is, why did you start TikTok in the first place? Or Musically, if you started back then.
No, I was not one of the Musically guys. I had all the way back in whatever decade Vine was a thing. I had like a small account and was like absolutely in love with the concept of short form videos because I'm a huge moment guy. I don't like long form. I prefer like a solid moment. And I heard TikTok was a thing. I saw a few videos. I'm like, let's see what happens. And I made like one solid video that got a crap ton of positive responses. Just something really stupid, like Venom ate my face, like that fast. And I got a lot of positive responses. I'm like, well, I'm going to keep playing. And it just became like whenever I'm bored or want to kind of like release some like juvenile tension, I'm like, I got some videos. I'm going to like spend half an hour and just like pump out a couple of these and call it a night.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. My favorite bit, like I said, is just seeing the reactions of people, because I have some fun ideas. I have some fun tricks I want to play, like fun visual tricks I want to play. And it's fun to watch how people react to it, because apparently they need that more in their life. Who knew? I thought it was just people. I was very surprised at how excited people were to see my type of humor.
Yeah. Oh, now I have to do the stereotypical YouTube thing. I'm sorry. It's actually on my notes.
Ah.
So that nobody can see but me. So
secret notes.
That there are just questions in this one line of don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, hit the bell. I know there's like 5 of you, but that's great. But
remember, like and subscribe anytime you can.
Just magic.
This show is going places, guys. It's magical.
If you've seen when it started, now there was a magic somewhere.
Yeah. There's sparkle effects happening in the background somewhere. You just can't see them yet.
One day. Maybe we'll hit episode 100 or something. But so, what is the hardest thing about getting into your cosplays? Ideas, makeup, costumes in general?
Usually it's the planning stage. The hardest part of like any cosplay is figuring out how you want to go about doing it. Like, good example, I have an Aquaman cosplay, and I love it, but my main thought behind it was I want to be able to swim in the thing, because that seems like it makes sense. And that took me like 2 months to figure out like the proper way to do it without everything falling apart on me. Mm-hmm. And once I figured out the approach, I got it done in a weekend. Same with the Venom, for example. Like, I literally had the idea of like, how would I do this? Like, how would be a really cheap, effective way to make this effect happen? And then once I figured it out, I literally put it together with like hot glue and soup and like whiteout in like an evening. So it's always the figuring out how to do it, and then once I got that, everything else kind of just happens.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen, which is a lot, not a lot of people are going the same approach with Venom as you are. Most people are just doing the black suit, having some makeup, and then that's it. Nobody's trying to do...
Yeah, well, you forget they also have the most important part. I have a stuffed... Oh, here it is. I've got a stuffed arm. They seem to have a stuffed bra, so I can't really like complain.
Yeah. So the next one is actually from one of our past interviewees, because they won a quote-unquote contest. It wasn't really a contest, it was just naming something. Let's say you're going to be in a movie.
Yeah.
Who would your co-star be? It could be anybody in the world. And what would the movie be about?
You know what? I know exactly who I'd have. I'd have Christopher Walken as my second off, and most importantly, it wouldn't be me and him. It would just be him, and I'd turn him into a samurai. Because I love this idea of Christopher Walken doing stuff he shouldn't. Like, have you ever seen like Balls of Fury, where he plays an Asian who's like amazing at ping pong? It's like one of the funniest concepts ever, and I just want to see him as a samurai, like, because that would be the best movie. Like, it doesn't, like, Christopher Walken as a samurai sounds so amazing.
Yeah, actually does.
Especially if you give him some anime like cuts a guy and slides past him, and then like the guy like
just slides off or blows up.
You're like, and it's just Christopher Walken going, oh.
Oh god, that'd be funny. Oh, and that was from Shannon Carruthers. Okay. So next question is, which you kind of went into, how many cons have you been to before? Or about?
Well, yeah. I've been doing this for I've been doing cons for like the last 5-6 years. And in my area, there's about 5 locally that happen yearly. And then I have done some out-of-state ones, going to places like New York and San Diego. some of the bigger things. So a bunch is the short version. I feel like I'm making up for lost time. I didn't know cosplay and cons were a thing until I was like 22, and I found out the local con was like 2 blocks away from my house. So I was pissed. I'm like, how dare you not tell me these things? You didn't tell me there was nerds everywhere. Just like I had to go like maybe a mile out and I could have found them. So I've been making up for lost time.
Oh God, I would. So do you have any upcoming cons that you're going to that you'd like to talk about?
Yes, just because of naming conventions. There is one in Arizona called Saboten. Saboten. Guess what it means? It means cactus in Japanese, because no way that's like, why would Japanese try to make sense with cactus? Everywhere else, it's like they don't even have them, but they call them Saboten. So, or they call them Sabo to be more specific, Sabo. And I'm going to that one. I have a lot of fun with it every year. It's a party con for me, so I'm going to be dancing a lot. I'm going to be laughing a lot, and I'm going to be hanging out with all my friends. And then maybe I'll sleep on like Sunday.
Yeah, that makes sense. Excuse me, sorry. So now here comes a silly one. Would you keep a pet zombie or would you kill it?
Depends on the level of intelligence of a zombie. Like, if I could get myself a running zombie and throw like a thick chain on him, he would be my bulldog. That, like, imagine like coming across a running one that just like would kick itself off every time like someone tried to come at the door. Yeah. Like, no one would ever fuck with your house ever. Just like a yelling zombie thing comes running at you. Yeah. If it's a slow one, probably not. I do that thing they did in Shaun of the Dead where I turn them into like grocery cart pushers and stuff. I'm like, just have them do something like mow the lawn consistently, because they're just not going to stop, and I'll have like a perfect lawn and it'll just slowly get done.
It'll take 3 weeks, but it's fine.
Yeah. It's fine, but like by the time 3 weeks is done, like it needs another cut, and we just keep going.
A circle of just mowing. Oh my God. Don't die around him. He'll make you mow the lawn. So
I don't need to mow the lawn. He got it. I have an immaculate lawn, and I don't have to do anything.
So who is your inspiration on or off TikTok? Or like one and the other, if you want.
I have one guy I think of. I do apologize. I suck at names, so I'm going to pull him up real fast.
Don't worry.
Oh, good. Turn that. And whereas he always pops up right at the. It's always when you try to find them that they go away, right?
Yeah. That's always the fun thing.
That might be quicker. Nope. Wow, I have a lot of likes on here. I should probably stop one of these days.
One day.
Aha, here he is. So there's this cosplayer, and I think he's from Britain, honestly. It's kind of hard to tell, but he's called Dean Hassel. So DeanHassell.
Mm-hmm.
I never met him, never saw. I just saw like his videos, and I loved his energy, and I kind of fell in love with a lot of how he goes about things. Just kind of his methods, his presence. So I started trying to like copy his style to an extent, but kind of was doing my own thing too, just whatever I thought was funny. Yeah. And then my friend, who's also a local out here, a girl named Heartless Aquarius, she started, and we were doing not similar things, but like we were on the same path to an extent.
Yeah.
And me and her got a fun, friendly rivalship, or at least I think it's a rivalship. She probably thinks she blew me on the dust. She has like double my followers and is like always super charismatic. And I'm like, I think I can beat those numbers, and still trying, but but it's a fun thing to keep me like coming back and saying, I wonder what else I can do. What other ridiculous thing I can pull off.
Yeah. So here's another question for a past person, but I forgot to put their name. It's very simple. Bacon? Question mark.
Why not more?
You can interpret it however you wanted to interpret it. I don't even know what they're talking about.
You know what I'll say to bacon? I'll say, I'll add this. If you want the ultimate bacon experience, get a bacon wrapped in a stick to make it look like a rose. Because then it becomes the most romantic thing ever. Because it's beautiful and you can eat it.
Exactly. So now, the next one is also from a past guest. From Harley F. Quinn.
Harley F. Quinn, got it.
It's very complicated.
All right, ready.
So, what are those?
Those are Zoro swords.
Exactly. And like they have real questions too. I just keep on forgetting to go through the episodes and put them on here.
One of these days you're like, oh yeah, what are those? Those are my Crocs.
Yes. One of these days they're just gonna like Croc. So
I don't have a crocodile on hand. Sorry. Next time.
Yeah. See, next time you just bring out a crocodile. Who knows? Yeah. So the next few ones are from who are usually my co-host. He's not here. He's doing work. He actually has a job. That's fun.
Dread job. Oh no.
Yeah, I know. So what is one thing you want people to know about your cosplays, your characters, and stuff like that?
Well, actually, this is kind of a fun little nuance I try to throw in. In all of my cosplays, I try to have the color gold somewhere associated with it. And the reason is quite simple. My name's Golden. I go by Midas Touch Art and stuff. I wanted to kind of keep consistency there, so a lot of my things have gold. Venom's kind of a weird one because the gold is actually my fingers. I have gold rings because he always has like a bracelet of stuff. So I always try to have some sort of gold accent, and it's like never full gold suit, obviously, but like I just like having fun little like nuances. Like, oh yeah, that's a golden thing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's you. Okay, it's because you have the okay. We see it. We see it.
I see where you went there. Yeah.
Yes, I see. So you already kind of touched on this a little bit, but is TikTok the only place that you do your cosplays?
No, I do it on Instagram as well. I found that seems to be the breeding ground where like all the cosplayers meet up, and then all the funny ones do stuff on TikTok, and then also all the ones who like to show off their stuff also on TikTok.
Yeah, that's basically TikTok in a nutshell. So how are you and some of your characters that you cosplay alike, and how are you different?
Yeah, let's start with Venom. Here's a fun one. So Venom is a lot of fun for me for the fact that a lot of it is like my inner voice, my inner like demon on my shoulder type of thing. Yeah. And he fits that really well, and that's why I like keep coming back to him. Is one, he gets a lot of attention. He's a fun thing for a lot of people to witness, but at the same time, he also allows me to kind of play good guy, bad guy, kind of go off of some conversations I've had, things like that, and just kind of play with that dual personality, that two voices in your head idea.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So the next one is, I have to make sure I know which one I'm going for. Did you ever create a cosplay just for TikTok?
No. I can't even think of one for TikTok. Like if I went that route, I'd want to build something similar to Venom where it's a trick, where looking at it on TikTok, you wouldn't be able to tell, but if I like turn sideways or something, people would be like, oh, that's the trick. Like that's the only type of thing I'd probably do, whereas it doesn't make sense until I break the illusion.
Yeah. Fun fact that's not even really that fun. Did you know that there's going to be a Venom 2 coming out?
Yes. I want to say it's mostly because of me, but it's not. It's mostly because fans like me who just can't get enough of that character, and we liked what the movie was, even though everyone else seemed to hate it.
All the critics hated it. All the people who actually are important.
Yeah, well, hey, Venom!
And then
look at that! Yes, I love it.
Like Venom is like my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, I'm very conflicted about the Venom movie because I love it and I love it wholeheartedly, but at the same time, I also can love it for like an ironic reason. Like, I see why the critics hate it, and I still love it regardless. But I can see why I could like love it ironically too. So it's this weird like, it's like I love it. I shouldn't love it, but I still kind of love it for like the weird reasons too.
It's just a great movie in my opinion. If you haven't seen Venom, because we're not sponsored at all, but we should like.
If anything, like going back to the previous question, that might be the one thing I might add when Venom 2 comes out is a Carnage cosplay. Because I have all the pieces. Yeah, I have all the pieces. I can switch arms, and I've got a jacket ready to go. But it's one of those things where I'm like, I haven't quite. I haven't found the right not playlist, but like the right type of videos I want to do with it. Like Venom's is fun, like, and you can be cute, you can be sweet about it, you can be a little edgy, but Carnage, you'd want to go a different route. You want to be rougher with it. You want to be a little more hardly like Joker-esque about it.
Yeah, and the thing is about like trying to do a cosplay for a character that technically hasn't come out yet.
Yeah,
is like as soon as it comes out, it's like you'll probably get like 20 million comments being like, "It's wrong," and it's like, I don't care. I did it first.
Yeah. There's one design I've seen someone drew. It's one of my favorite artists. Mm-hmm. He drew Carnage coming out of him, but instead of it coming out of like one sleeve and stuff, it was like engulfing him to an extent, like and you see it coming over his back and coming up from his chest, and just like he's like shirtless in the process, so it looks like it's just this thing that's like overtaking him, and I haven't quite figured out how I want to do something like that, but that would be ideal. That would be like the dream cosplay, but
you just have to figure out how to do it.
It's hard.
Yeah. Like now I'm just like imagining like after like the movie comes out, it's gonna be like it's just gonna be like simple. It's gonna be like him in an orange jumpsuit and then just a same thing but with Carnage. Yeah. That's they're probably gonna go that. We don't know. The movie hasn't come out yet. I don't think they even started filming for it.
The best part about it, and this is a visual effects trick. One of my side jobs is I do visual effects. The new method Hollywood's been using for 3D motion capturing these people is they'll capture the head, but then they'll place the head on like a 3D model. Like you saw that a lot with Hela from the new Thor movie, where her face is all her, but the horns are fake and her body's fake. Like it's mostly close to form, but it's all fake. Yeah. So we can do that with basically, it allows old actors to do some really cool stuff because all you have to do is kind of get close to their motions and then have a stunt double actually do the actual body tracking. And then you can just kind of mix and match and you get these amazing pieces. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'm just excited to see. Plus, like, who's going to be playing Carnage? Like that's like the best thing ever.
I'm more interested to see one of my things that I think they're going to do in the comics, which I hope they do here, is Venom trying to be a good guy, but just he's so savage in his methods that it always ends up bad. Is like he tries to stop muggers, so he decapitates all of them and like leaves the person who he was saving like completely like traumatized because he did it right in front of them. Yeah. They're just like, and he's like, "I have saved you now," and you're like, "You just killed." Like it was way too much overkill. Like I want like something like that where he's trying, but it's not right.
It's like he's bad at being bad, but he's also kind of bad being good.
Yeah, exactly. Like I love that. That's one of my favorite concepts of Venom, and kind of the reason I associate with him so well is like he fails uphill. He just like face plants up the mountain every time.
He's getting there.
Yeah, he's getting there, but he don't face plant every damn time.
He gets up and back down.
You're like, one day he's getting there. He's getting a little bit better
every day. So that one. Now I need to think about where we were. Okay, so what is one what do you think is one of the biggest misconceptions about you and or your cosplays?
I don't know. Probably my favorite misconception, because it happens a lot, and it's always a 12-year-old. Like, they might be other ages, but it's always a 12-year-old.
It's always like somewhere there.
Yeah. They always ask if I have animatronics running through my costume. Like, it's one of my favorite things because you can tell they're trying, and they overcomplicate it where they're like, he can't be doing it this way because that wouldn't make sense, and I can see his arm, so it must be a robot that's happening. Like, they jump to this crazy solution, and you're like, it's simpler than you think, but I like that you're trying. Like, I like that you're going in the right direction. You're, like, thinking about it.
Thank
like,
you for giving me that much compliments that you think it's a robot and I have that skill.
Yeah, and
just my arm with like a plastic bag here or something.
More interestingly, it's putting them in the right mindset of like a builder, where you're like, okay, how would I do that? And I love seeing people like trying to figure that out. It's kind of like watching people figure out a magic trick. They always go way big. They always try to like, oh, he must have done this crazy thing. Like, no, it's literally like a quick slide of the hand. That's all it is. Yeah. Yeah, I can do more of those. That's not a problem.
Yeah. What is the best compliment you've gotten so far? Or one of them, at least.
One of them? The one that always shocks me, and I love this, is when I'm doing these videos and I'm in cosplay, kind of just being myself, people say I look like the characters. They say I move like how they think like Eddie Brock would move, or how Thor moves, or how Magneto moves. And that's one of my favorite ones where whatever I'm doing is hitting the right notes for them. They are seeing the character, they're not seeing me.
Yeah. That's always awesome.
Yeah.
So now, there's only 2 more, and then we watch some videos and some of your pictures that you sent in.
Cool.
So this is going to be one of the first times you actually show off pictures. Usually we just show off videos, so this is going to be fun.
Yeah, I've got tons of stuff, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know. For you, it's fortunate. You got lots of material to choose from.
Time burn.
Swipe right, left.
It's just going to be like, I don't know if I explained this to you, but there's a few ways to talking to. But anything you send in that you want in the video, I will show. Sweet. Anything, okay. All the videos you sent me, all the pictures you just sent me, they're all going to be shown in a few minutes.
Well, dang, now I kind of want to send you a...
You can send me more. I'm just going to keep on asking you questions. As long as you answer, I don't care what you're doing.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to remember. I think I put it on... No, I put it on TikTok somewhere, but I have one of me wetting the bed because I had a dream that I was Aquaman.
Oh, God. So, do the videos that you like the best get the most likes, or is it the ones that like surprise you?
Not really. There's been like 1 or 2 occasions where I'm like, this is funny, and people like surprisingly get back to me with really good responses. Like the most recent one is I put a straw in Venom and like pulled him out. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, this is the last straw. And like threw it down and walked away. And like such a horrible pun. But I was laughing from that morning. Like I thought about like, this is the funniest thing I've thought of all day. And I did, and everyone seemed to like it, and they were really responsive to it. So that one kind of threw me. But most of the time, it's the things that most people I get like the most mass appeal for, oddly enough, are the ones that are nonverbal. It's just sounds and music, and like for some reason, like a lot of my humor translates really well for like Asian culture, because I've got a lot of like Korean and Japanese people who like are leaving comments and liking it. I'm like, they don't need to know what I'm saying, but they know what I'm doing, so that's it. It works.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a video that I did just for a pun.
Yeah.
Jeez. So, who from TikTok would you like to do an IRL collab with? Like, you're both in the same room doing a video.
All of them? Any of them? Like, they're all hilarious people. And I'm always curious on other people's methods, because most of my stuff I shoot, I do like 4 or 5 takes of it, where I'm like, that's not quite right. My rhythm's not quite there. It's like, it doesn't feel right. Like, because this is on repeat. So you don't want to mess up a thing, like to the extent that I've actually stopped doing certain things in videos that just are too complex. Like there was one video where there was snapping happening and singing at the same time, like a duet was happening, and I was trying to keep on time while singing, and just one wasn't working without the other, with the other, so I had to like pocket. I'm like, as much as I wanted to like snap or clap with that, I can't. It's just too many moving pieces. So I would love to see how other people do it. A lot of them seem to do it in one take from what I've seen like in the real world, and I'm kind of impressed. I'm like, how did you do that in one take? And then how did you blow up with just the one take? Like I would have like second guessed myself.
Oh yeah. Oh, I get that right there.
Yeah.
Second guessing is great. But yeah, that is all the questions that we have. So we're halfway done. So now we're just gonna. So if I turn on screen share, people are gonna see a little bit of a sneak peek of who we're going to be interviewing later on.
Ooh, exciting!
If they know who that is. So first we're gonna show off some pictures. Just go in the order of how he sent them to me.
Yes, my Power Ranger.
It looks awesome. It really does.
Yeah, that one was a.
See all of the ones there next. That's fun.
Yeah, look at all those people.
Yeah.
Yes, my Flash. My Jay Garrick Flash. I had so much fun. I built that costume for the CW Jay Garrick Flash when he first dropped, and then I found out he was evil, and I still wore it. I just wore Zoom next.
It looks like you did awesome on it, and you look close enough to the actual actor, so it looks great to me.
Yeah. I got the leather from a friend who's like, if you build me my jacket, I'll give you leather for yours. And I'm like, that is a deal. And then it fell apart after like 5 months, and I'm like, okay, I have to make it again in like 3 years.
So now here comes a video. Hopefully it'll play.
I'm taking a nap.
You want to take a nap?
I'm taking a nap here.
Okay, take a nap right there then.
Good night.
The cuddly Venom is like just like the cutest thing.
Yeah, everyone was surprised that Venom could be cute, and I've come to the conclusion it's not a cute puppet, it's a cute audio that does it, because at the end of the day, it's just like foam and fabric, but it's if you have a good audio, it always sells.
Yeah, it's like just Venom being like a cute little thing just is weird in my brain, which is awesome.
Yeah, well, I love the idea of it just being like that other part of your conscience, just always like saying the stuff you can't say.
Yes, I'm just gonna take a nap. Just right here. Now here comes, I believe, a digital art that you did of your character, right?
Yes, yes, it is.
First time we actually see both your arms.
Yes, both of my arms at the same time. I did find a way to I did do a video recently where I had both arms, but the Venom was like dangling over my shoulder at the same time. So, but yeah, that
works.
I decided I can draw. I don't do it professionally because there's just really no money in it for me. I found other fun things to do, but it's something I've had a talent for. I'm like, you know what? I'll draw it because people seem to love cartoon versions of people, so I'll just draw myself, see what happens. And people seem to like it, so I'm happy.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh, shit!
I love that one. It's so silly.
The same like the best thing about your videos are like you take like a somewhat super serious character and then you make him funny in a good way.
Yeah.
And not make it stupid.
No, and talk about double checking or about doubting yourself. This one I took like 10 different takes on it because at first I was just like very simply like this, and I'm like, that's not doing it. Then I'm like, maybe from the bottom, no, maybe from the top. I'm like, wait, if I just be as obnoxious as possible while doing it, and then I like spent another 3 takes, like figuring out how to shake. Just like, how do I make him feel more
alive,
more annoyed? Like if you do it one more time, you'll see him like shaking and just like angry about it. You can kind of infer that there's this reaction to it, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome. And like anyway, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then here's
my like one good Thor picture. Oddly enough, all that was taken in the same place I do all my other videos. Because when that movie, when those posters all drop, people are like, "That's so cool," and I'm like, "That's easy. Let me show you how it's done." And I like set up 2 lights and like click like that, and people are like, "Can you do that for me?" I'm like, "Just show up," or like you put a light on one side and one on the other, and you're done.
Yeah.
I did it to prove a point, and everyone seemed to like it.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks close, and that's the best part. Is like they did a simple thing, so I was able to replicate it really easily.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then here's this awesomeness.
Something a little more dramatic, yeah. That's my reverse flash. It's a fan favorite at cons, but oddly enough, not so much on TikTok. People don't really care for reverse flash videos. Who would have thought? I haven't found a fun way to like spin him that people would respond to.
Yeah. But I think the only way I really don't know. Why am I saying things?
No, but I love
like I was thinking like other than just doing, like the audio from like the show.
Yeah.
Goes over so well. Usually he is a serious character who kills people.
Yeah, I could probably go with mad scientist, like if I went like Doofenshmirtz route, where I'm just like crazy mad scientist, because that's his character. He's a mad scientist. So if you just go like turn that up to 11, that might do it. But yeah, this was shot oddly enough in a forest. Like I was up in the mountains, and they're like, "Here, give me a running shot," and could not figure out how to make myself look dramatic. So we took a couple dozen, and I cut it out and found a place in Tokyo. Yeah, I made a place in Tokyo and just added a bunch of layers, and it looks cool. It looks like speed. That's what I want. I wanted speed and power.
You've got it.
Yeah.
So now here comes the other video that you sent me. I'm not even sure what it is.
Ah, yes. This is some fun things I'm doing. So no sound on this, but this is for I do visual effects for a bunch of like films and stuff, and this is for a web series called Power Rangers First Ninja. It's all about Power Rangers Ninja Storm and their first how the first ninja group came together. It's a lot of fun. I got to do a lot of elementals. People are like, "So what are you going to do?" I'm like, "I got to play with tornadoes for a day." And they're like, "And then now it's time for lightning and water effects." And it's so much fun. Plus it's Power Rangers, and I'm kind of a nerd.
If you could see everywhere that off camera that I might show you after, if we have time, you would know that I am on the same level as you.
Yeah.
I have a shelf that's being held up by the Delta Command Megazord.
Ooh, yeah, ooh.
Like the big one with like the, yeah.
The one toy I always have out, like I have a whole box of toys, and I will never get rid of them. But the one I always have out is this Power Ranger Megazord from Mystic Force. It was the one that turned into a dragon. You remember this one?
Yeah, the Titan, the main one.
The Titan one, yeah. It turned into a giant thing, a bunch of small like Titans, and a dragon. And I thought it was like the coolest toy, and I like tracked it down, was able to get my hands on it, and I absolutely love it. I thought it was one of the funnest toys to ever have, and I always do it. And then also for anyone interested in like going down these nerdy routes like you and me, for me, I literally just started putting myself out there. Like I found some guys online. I'm like, okay, what are they doing? How do I get part of this? And just said, okay, here are my services. Like first couple rounds, I'm like, this is free. Let me just be part of this. Let me help out. And next thing I know, I'm getting more jobs, more things. People are like, hey, do you want to work on Ninja Turtles? And I'm like, yes. He's like, holding the excitement, breathe.
Just be nonchalant. Be like, yes.
Yes, thank you. Meanwhile, inside, like screaming and
running around the room, on the walls.
And as long as you keep putting yourself out there saying, hey, I want to do this stuff, I want to help, you'll find other people who want to do the same stuff. Like we all grew up as nerds to an extent, and those who didn't got don't do this stuff. So
they do other things.
They do other things. So literally put yourself out there saying, hey, I want to help. I want to try this out. And if they can't like hook you up, they'll point you in the right direction. And that's usually most people. Like, hey, how do I do this? Just put yourself out there and watch what happens. Go this way. And like it happens with cosplay. Like so many people, I won't do it too much on TikTok because it's all 12-year-olds. But if people message me saying, hey, how do you do this, or how do you go about this route? I'm like, okay, you want to do these things, you want to kind of do it like this, or you want to aim for this kind of position.
Yeah. Like, in my personal experience, so far, I've only really just now kind of been starting to make things and doing things. Well, by the ratted mess that this is now. Oh, that's not going to be shown at all.
Oh, it's a wig. Look at that. What is that for? Is that from a fairy tale?
No, this is, I'm doing a, like a male humanoid spring trap from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Ah, that is very specific.
Yeah. There was like some art and I was like, I really like this art and I really want to do it. I don't have the body for it, but I don't care. But the bad thing is, I didn't style this at all.
Ah.
I have a friend who works at a hair salon who did. So I don't know how to fix it. So I had like 5 videos that were good, and then the rest is just this kind of more messy.
Yeah.
And they said that the front is a Rachel and the back is a Tommy Chong.
Yeah.
So,
you know what I found? This is ironic, but like I never go to hair. I completely ignore hairstylists when it comes to wig making because they know how to work with natural hair, and wigs are a completely other game. They're a different creature.
They're not real. Like that's what you're saying, that they're not real. We can't have it just set in one way. There has to be like,
yeah, you have to put in some. You have to build in structure. You have to like, okay, this is going to stay like this forever now, so I needed to go. But honestly, the best way I've found is that yellow hairspray stuff, that like Gorilla Glue hairspray. Figure out your points.
Gorilla Glue hairspray.
Yeah. Well,
that sounds scary. That sounds like you're gonna glue your hair down and just be like, you will not move ever.
This stuff is crazy. So it's called Got to Be.
Okay.
This stuff is horrible for your hair. Like if a normal human uses on it, you use it to like go to rock concerts where you have like the Mohawk of Destiny. But yeah, you use that.
You'll have that for a year.
The base and then build up from there.
Yeah.
But start from the base, build up from there, and that's really all you need. Once it's locked in, like outside of a touch of shaping of you like sitting there with like a comb and just kind of pushing into place, it'll stay forever.
Awesome. Because like you saw, I have a head on a stick. That is the only way I know how to store this.
Do you have a tripod?
Huh?
Do you have a tripod?
No. How all my videos are they are sitting on top of the the washer and leaning against like the laundry soap. I need to. But that's all the videos. That's all the questions. So other than afterwards, me showing you my nerddom.
Yes.
But other than that, the only. Oh yes, there's the final 3 questions. My brain almost just totally forgot about them. I've been having so much fun. So, the first one is: would you ever come back?
Yes. I will even be back. I'll do the whole thing backwards.
Yes, just be like.
It's like I'm back, baby. Just like the entire time, just like flexing and stuff. It's like, what's up?
Or at least just have a picture and just like place it on there, just of just your face.
Just like flexing unnecessarily. Like, what's going on? Oh, nothing, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you doing? Nothing. This is how I usually just hold myself. I don't know.
On the background.
The lag.
Is playing on kind of roll.
He's dancing.
But yeah, I'll come back. This is fun.
Yeah, I try to make it fun. Another one is, who would you like to see on the show? Or you would like to be on the show with as well?
I would love to interview a cat. No, I'm joking. Let's see.
I
would love to go. Yeah, just one cat. It's like, tell me, how is the municipal port going? But yeah, Dean Hassel would be fantastic just because we're on completely other sides of the world. So I'd love to have a conversation with him.
Oh yeah, the person that we're interviewing after you lives in Australia.
And then outside of that, yeah,
so you
makes
see
sense.
the scheduling mayhem that was. So.
But yeah, outside of that, maybe like, if not, just anyone. Like as long as they're interesting, I love meeting new people, and I love seeing how other cosplayers work because we're always different. This is kind of a quick aside, but one of my favorite things about cosplay is it tends to bring the unique, the different, and it's one of my favorite parts is because I'm an odd guy, but like everyone else who's in cosplay is also odd, but in their own kind of cool, special way, and it's fun to figure out what it is. Yeah, it's fun to figure out like what it is that makes them, what it is that makes them special, what it is that brought them in, because it's always something. Like normal people don't do what we do.
The sane. No. So I was gonna grab something really quickly before we continue. Like, well, this is the one that's kind of falling apart. I grabbed the one that was falling apart. Here, let me try and reach and find the good one. Okay, I have 3 versions of this one glove to have in both hands.
Yes.
Like, this is like $1 altogether. It's just fake blood, like a dollar store tape, and then just like the cheapish latex glove.
Yeah.
It's just like the best.
I love it. That more or less shows what my Venom is. Venom altogether cost me $30. $10. I have an old blanket I had lying around. This is white foam that's like $1, and the foam underneath was the most expensive part. But that's just like furniture foam, and you can buy that like a $20 roll that like I use for this and for a muscle suit and for a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. And it's like $30 altogether, and like just made it work. Also, yeah.
Like that's like the best thing in the world to me. It's like a Pokemon evolution. It's like you start like this, there's a middle stage, and then there's that, and then there's
that. He's stage 1. When I get to like full muscle, like eventually I'll make a giant. That will be a thing down the line because it involves latex of making an actual giant muscle Venom suit that looks like it's like venomy and weird and stuff. But yeah, this is more or less the look of him, and then throw in positioning.
Oh, that is just awesome to me. Like the amount of awesome it is, I can't even explain. But another one.
That's what, like, look at this. Just a sleeve. That's all it is.
Yeah. Like that was just the best thing in the world to me. But the last one is: do you have any questions for future guests?
Let's see. Ooh. I've got it. This is a fun one for the nerds. Who is your favorite relationship in all of media? So this is like people who are dating, or people who should be dating. Like these are ships. Who's your favorite ship in all of media?
That's gonna. I have like 5 people off the top of my head who would say probably the same thing.
Yeah. You know what most people say? Well, Eddie and Venom.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the best.
Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, this makes sense.
It makes sense. They have a symbiotic relationship already.
Yeah, they're already careful. And my favorite headcanon about that is that Eddie doesn't stand. Like Venom stands, but Eddie kind of just like lets him and just like talks. Like all he's using is his mouth. But Venom's got everything else. Yeah. But like Eddie has to walk everywhere because Venom only like can walk Vic Man style from like WWE, just like so that's my favorite. That's my headcanon is like Eddie doesn't stand, Venom stands, Eddie walks.
You just leave. But I think that is it. You can find this amazing man on TikTok, Instagram, anything else that send me, and they'll be in the description. You can find him. He's awesome.
If you guys come to my page, please comment that you came here because of this, because I really want to know. I want to meet all you guys. If you're listening, you're clearly worth talking to. So
yeah. If you've been watching this for 50+ minutes, that means you have earned.
Yeah, you've earned my conversation. You have earned everything. Like, if you've sat through this, talk to me. You've sat through him. You sat through me. You sat through the puppet. Like, clearly, you're worth talking to.
Obviously. But other than that, all the normal, like my stuff, my normal co-host stuff is all down there. You can see that. It's all fun games. The next episode, I can't say. I don't know why I even brought it up. But other than that, thank you, Mr. Golden, for being on the show. Thank you, Venom Puppet. Because in my brain it's a separate person, because I'm weird. And thank you all for watching. I will definitely see you in the next episode, because the next episode will be recorded in about 20 minutes. So I hope you all have a good day, and goodbye.